On today's Solo Saturday News, a WWE show has been cancelled. A WWE star is stepping away from social media. This top AEW star could be injured for the rest of 2025, and Travis Scott and WWE have fallen out. Hello everyone, I am Gareth. You are watching WhatCulture Wrestling's Saturday solo news thing with me on my own, because Phil is off doing his thing in the world and living his best life, but it's fine. We only need one person for this level of news today. Lucky you. And yeah, we've got a lot of things that we really need to dive into, so I'm not going to waste any more time. We'll jump straight into it. Obviously, SummerSlam is a big PLE pay-per-view thing that is coming next week. I'm great with time, as you can tell. And one of the big things that WWE had been pushing, let's say over the last couple of months, couple of weeks coming into it, was this Tony Hinchcliffe WWE late night thing that they did at WrestleMania this year as well, which was apparently quite successful. Had a lot of people talking. It was like a late night roast type thing. I think they had a lot of WWE stars there, and I don't know if I'm just imagining this, but I'm sure the audio leaked somewhere at some point and it sounded pretty intense, that whole thing. But if I've just dreamt that. But yeah, I'm sure my brain went there at some point. We've had updates when it comes to the SummerSlam one, and, well, doesn't look like it's happening. We've seen here with PWInsider.com, they have confirmed that, the WWE Late Night event featuring comedian Tony Hinchcliffe on Saturday, the 2nd of August at the Bergen Performing Arts Center in New Jersey during the SummerSlam weekend has been cancelled. And one source apparently said that at the venue, they said to PW Insider that the event was cancelled by WWE and that ticket sales for the event had been light. That was the word used, light. Cody Rhodes was the only big WWE name that had been announced and advertised for it so far. But yeah, they didn't really push it, did they, on SmackDown? I didn't see a lot of talking about WWE Late Night on that show. So yeah, it looks like it's not happening. That's gone away. I mean, fine. I'm not gonna miss it. I never saw it. My cat's here again, just invading the video because we love the cat content, don't we, lovely? Yeah. Being a bit nicer right now. This video could go off the rails if we saw last weekend's because she's a little terror. But I love her. Okay, yeah. So a lot more entertaining than Tony Hinchcliffe is my cat. Let me know what you think of that. The fact that event has seemingly been cancelled. Did you have tickets? Are you one of the few people who actually did buy a ticket to it? And then if so, have you been refunded? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. What has WWE done for you now they have cancelled this event? Moving away from that, but sticking with WWE, we've got a developing story really when it comes to Chelsea Green in the wake of obviously Hulk Hogan's passing earlier this week. She was interviewed because a lot of people in WWE were interviewed about it because he's such a big WWE name. People were told to react to it and give their response and pay tribute to the man. And yeah, she, in an interview, I think it was with CBS News 24/7, she had an interview. And she mentioned both in that interview and I believe in a social media post, she mentioned... she said, put Hogan's polarizing political views aside, and then she started speaking really highly of his legacy and personal interactions with him, and just really celebrated the life of Hogan. But she did say that at the start, mention the political views and everything else, because you can't really ignore them. They're a part of his legacy as much as anything else. And then, so she did delete this tweet. So it was, she mentioned that. She got backlash from a lot of fans because of that, because of what she mentioned, just looking at the full legacy for what it is. And yeah, she responded to that on social media. There's a lot to this story, so bear with me. She mentioned on social media, she put, a significant part of my role at WWE involves engaging with the public and responding to questions, often on live platforms. Yesterday, I was asked to comment on a Hulk Hogan on live TV. Let me be clear, my stance on racism is unwavering. I do not condone it, period. If my response or tweet seemed dismissive of real concerns, I sincerely apologize. That was never my intention. I tried to acknowledge a death respectfully, even when the legacy is complicated. And that was a word that was mentioned a lot when it comes to Hulk Hogan over the last couple of days, because it's a complicated legacy. She said, I'm learning one day at a time and will continue to learn. I love you, my Patriot Hearts President Chelsea. So that's what she put. I think that was yesterday or maybe a bit earlier on in the day. But then we had an update. We had another post that she eventually put out. And she said, I've tried to keep my page positive and comedic, but today a lot changed. And it hit harder than I expected. The name calling, the death threats, the faceless accounts. Social media was supposed to be a fun place, and it hasn't been for a while. It's been overwhelming, and I need to step away for a little bit. Love my Patriots, President Chelsea, all that. So, horrendous. Straight away, horrendous. If anyone's sending death threats to another human being just for, like, the way that she handled this situation, which is a very delicate and sensitive situation. It's something that you put in like in a public platform, whatever it is, and then asked to comment on it. It is very hard to it's hard. It's challenging to comment about somebody who is so complicated as a figure, as an icon, and their passing. And I thought she handled herself really well. If you've listened to the interview and watched the interview, she handles herself brilliantly. She's super respectful, but while still acknowledging the full legacy. So I think Chelsea smashed it with that. And the fact that she's had death threats and name calling from people on social media, it's horrendous. And those people need to take a long, hard look at themselves, in my opinion, because it's just not on. It's not cool. Hopefully stepping away is like exactly what does a lot for her. Like, she can get a bit of space from it, and it can be good for the mental health and everything else. I recommend everyone taking a step away every now and again from social media, because it is just an internet world. Go and touch some grass, so to speak, because there is a world outside your window and outside of your computer screen. Yeah, it's a shame, because Chelsea is such a lovely presence on social media, and it's sad to see that she's been driven to this point, but I hope that she just gets a bit of peace and quiet. And yeah, I think it's just worth acknowledging again that I think she conducted herself brilliantly, as well as you can in this kind of situation. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. Send some love and support for Chelsea just in the comments, I think. I think we'll show the positive side of social media and the internet today. Why not? That's what we're going to do. Moving over to AEW, the AEW side of life, we've got an update on Switchblade Jay White, and this is from Fightful Select. Obviously, we've not seen Jay White for a while. He's been injured, but he may miss more time than what a lot of people currently expect. So let me explain. So he's obviously been out for a while with a hand injury that he sustained in a match with Kevin Knight. However, those within Fightful Select, people in Fightful Select have spoken to in AEW, they haven't heard that he's close to a return. So they haven't heard that Jay White is close to a return at this point. In fact, they've actually heard the opposite. So he's not close to a return. In fact, those that Fightful have spoken to claim that Jay White had also been dealing with a shoulder injury, so another injury as well. So not just a hand injury, the shoulder injury as well. Sources in AEW have said that White had been weighing whether or not to get a shoulder surgery, though people in Fightful have not heard if that specific decision has been made at this point. But if it is made, if that is something that they go through with, it's possible that he'd miss the rest of 2025, miss the rest of the year. It's a big surgery and needed a lot of time to recover. So that'd be big. That'd be a big thing. They've not had a lot of luck, the Bang Bang Gang, recently with injuries. Obviously, Juice Robinson missed loads of months with injury. Colton Gunn, I believe, has just got injured again, and they just made their return at All In, all that kind of stuff. Sorry, the cat is here again, just cuddling up to my legs on a lovely Saturday morning. But yeah, it's they've had no luck at all with injuries. So I just want to see them all back together, all healthy, all living the best lives. And it's been a while since we've seen that, so I'm just sending well wishes to Jay White, well wishes to Colton Gunn as well, and just everyone else stay healthy, please. Just stay healthy. It's dangerous, this wrestling stuff, and yeah, we need to send more respect out into the world for just how dangerous it is, and just how much can go wrong, and people get injured a lot. So he's also, just as a little end to that story, Switchblade has not been at AEW tapings either of late, so he's clearly, I reckon he's probably chilling at home and resting, trying to recover as best he can. But I'm sure we'll get updates on this situation as we go. Just sending him all the best, really. Send all your well wishes to Switchblade, Jay White, and Colton Gunn in the comments. Why not? Do that right now. Last story, last thing we're going to cover today. It's all to do with Travis Scott. Yeah, we've got to talk about Travis Scott again and WWE. And this was mentioned in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter. Big Dave Meltzer coming through again. He said, so you might have noticed recently that a few people have been going in on Travis Scott. I think it was Drew McIntyre just went in on him on the Impulsive podcast the other day. And he's not really been promoted as much, has he, of late, that I can remember. And Meltzer has said that Travis Scott was scheduled to be the celebrity surprise that was to be revealed this month in the WWE 2K25 game. He was going to be part of the DLC, downloadable content stuff that they normally do. But Scott and WWE have had a full falling out. Not a half, a full falling out the nature of which hasn't gotten out yet, but it's why it's open season to knock him. I don't think it's gotten out yet as of this recording. Knowing my luck, it probably will, because that's just how the internet works, and I will look like an idiot, but as of my recording, it has not gotten out yet. The decision was made for El Grande Americano to obviously take his spot instead, and plus they've put Aleister Black, they've replaced Aleister Black instead of Scott as far as the WrestleMania pack is concerned, even though that Black was not at WrestleMania, but they've just gone, put somebody else in. So yeah, there was no time. Meltzer's put, I guess there was no time to get Jelly Roll scanned and put him in that spot, because obviously that would make a bit more sense, because Jelly Roll's going to be at SummerSlam. And that's a celebrity that I think is actually doing pretty well right now. I watched him on SmackDown. I thought he talked a really good game. He held himself really well. I'd love to see a bit of Jelly Roll in WWE 2K25. That'd be a fun time. Others close to the situation, this is what Meltzer's saying, have said that while they do have celebrities in the game, including a couple of NBA players, that the fans have indicated they would rather have wrestlers than celebrities. Yeah, that has been a thing right now, because we've seen that. It's the Netflix era, isn't it? We've had a lot more celebrities kind of crammed down your throat and getting a lot of more TV time than a lot of the wrestlers who are there bumping their butts off every single day, so I can understand that. However, it says the belief is that celebrities may open up the game to fans of those celebrities who have a far bigger following than a non-marquee wrestler that would take the spot. So yeah, in other words, WWE is just trying to get the game out to as many people as possible, and if a random Travis Scott fan or a fan of an NBA player or something just sees that they're in this game, they might be more inclined to buy the game and sell more stuff, rather than, somebody who's in WWE doing the wrestling stuff. They're probably not going to have as big a reach, I guess, is what they're saying. So, the general public, the casual fans, still in search of more casual fans' eyes, aren't they, WWE, even though, maybe just look after the eyes you've already got. We want to see the wrestlers do the thing. El Grande Americano's in there, so that's good, and Aleister Black. But, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, that we're in a phase right now where names like Travis Scott and Jelly Roll are probably, higher up the list than people who are doing the wrestling stuff. Yeah, it is what it is. I've rambled a little bit there, so let me know what you think of the Travis Scott news of the falling out. I'm sure we're going to learn more about that. We may already have by the time this video drops. But that's super interesting. Let me know what you think of all these stories in the comments as well. It'd be lovely to hear your thoughts and opinions. Don't forget to subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling. Don't forget to follow me on X at gmorgan04, and I'm on Instagram at Gareth Morgram. And within my Instagram, I'm also a personal trainer, qualified personal trainer, and I've got a fitness account, which is at fitness.focus.gm. Looking to start my online training world at some point in the not too distant future. So if that's something you're interested in as well, let me know. Let me know via that social media page. And just have yourself a really lovely weekend, lovely Saturday, lovely Sunday, and the rest of the week to come if I don't see you before then. And we've got SummerSlam on the horizon. It's going to kick up, the biggest party of the summer, split in two this year. It's going to be fun. Let me know what you think of that, if you're excited for it, what matches you want to see that you're giddy and excited for. And yeah, just have a lovely day. I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.